was very shocked, and Yang Zai said he almost broke his two mask. Yang Zai pulled out his blade, after which he fatally wounded the commander of the Deep Sea Army. Swordsman Blanche wanted to finish him off, but Yang Zai stopped her. The High Priest applied his ability called Holy Healing. After that, the pressure on the neck of the commander of the Deep Sea Army tightened. He laughed and said that with the High Priest they are immortal. After that, the High Priest applied the ability of improvement, and improved the abilities of 3 of his soldiers. Yang Zai said that the bad thing is that a priest can improve their characteristics, because all their abilities will rise to a rank in a very short time. The Wizard of the Great Earth began to conjure. Swordswoman Blanche shouted that he was generating energy, and if the force acts, the destructiveness of his spell will reach a rank. Young 11 thought that a long-range attack could harm children. He simply has to prevent it. Then he told Blanche that these 2 were on her, and he would deal with the others. Blanche looked very worried and asked him what it was possible to cope with the spell of the Wizard of the Great Earth. What about the kids then? Yang Zai answered her briefly so that she would just trust him. Blanche wondered why does he look so mysterious, but at the same time reliable? She really believes him. Then she told him that she would clear the way for him. After that, she activated the seal and rushed to the captain on the Deep Sea Army. The captain of the Deep Sea Army stopped her attack, but the girl turned out to be much stronger than he expected. The captain of the Deep Sea Army called the Bloodthirsty Rose and shouted to her to help him already, to which the Bloodthirsty Rose replied to him that how many times would he have to repeat so that he would not call her that. After that, she used the Rose spell ability, and the power of the Swordswoman Blanche began to weaken. The Bloodthirsty Rose said that her body craves love can awaken this desire in her. Does she feel that it has become somehow hot? Captain of the Deep Sea Army used the power of cloning, after which he appeared behind Blanche and giggled nastily, asking her how is she? Does she want her older brother to pamper her? After that, Blanche gathered all her last strength and used the Mind Seal ability. The Bloodthirsty Rose was very surprised and asked what. She had never seen a swordswoman possess such an ability as a Mind Seal before, to which Blanche replied that she had recently mastered this ability. It allows her to be reborn in a critical situation. After which, she cut the Bloodthirsty Rose in half. Blanche added that it seemed that this effect had a good effect and would thank his Bloodthirsty Rose for awakening her desire. The Wizard of the Great Earth saw it all and activated his release ability. He turned into a huge dragon. When the children saw him, they were very scared and screamed even more. Blanche also fell into a stupor. Yang Zai reappeared, who saved her again. There was a lot of fog, and the Wizard of the Great Land was behind the Great Priest. The Wizard of the Great Earth cleared his throat and thanked the High Priest for saving him with a healing gift. After all, if it wasn't for the High Priest, the Wizard of the Great Earth would have suffered from this explosion. The Supreme Priest said that there was no benefit initially. They would have easily coped with the sword, but instead that mysterious man intervened. The High Priest even lost 2 members in rank. The Wizard of the Great Land told his master that although the saints were defeated, but do not worry because the High Priest is still alive, and he believes that the organization will recover quickly. The High Priest said that he was right. As long as she was alive, the positions of the saints in Shaju would remain the same. And the most thought that this masked man could repel an attack of a rank, which has a growth effect, with a single blow. He's even stronger than him. Now it's just necessary to retreat. Then they all left. Yang Zai asked, what are they avoiding? He will give them a few more minutes of life. He approached the defeated captain of the Deep Sea Army and said that his pay abilities belonged to him. Then he extracted his ability. Was it a B-rank ability? The name of this ability was the Ghost of the Depths of the Sea. Description: enhances the water in the human body, significantly increases its speed. It can also create a wave and a water clone, as long as there is at least a small amount of liquid nearby. Rating: Almighty Water. After which, Yang Zai said that the next one would be Bloodthirsty Rose. He walked up to her and told her that the sword seal was ruthless, and extracted her ability. This ability was also in the rank. The name of this ability was Bloodthirsty Rose. Description of abilities: summons vines and adults with the help of the owner's blood, which is able to emit a powder that increases the characteristics in order to attack enemies. It can also be fraught with loss of control over the vine. Assessment: Rose has a lot of thorns. After collecting these 2 abilities, Yang Zai thought that he would first need to destroy these abilities to F rank, and then add the previously acquired skill, so he can create another A rank ability. What Yang Zai did: he got an A rank ability. The name of this ability was Superbrain. Description of abilities: improves vision, hearing, sense of smell, touch, taste, and sixth sense. It also increases coordination. You can release a wave that paralyzes the nervous system for a successful attack. Assessment: brother, are you really going to buy the whole pack? Yang Zai applied this new ability and said that the shape, sound, smell, and taste of all these sensations were so sharpened. Then the swordswoman Blanche will wake up. She immediately asked Yang Zai what rank his abilities were. Does he really know how to create a huge explosion? And what's his name? Yang Zai said that he is from the judges' organization and his factory is Yu Jai. Blanche asked again, what is it? She has never heard of such. You are the socialization of heroes. Then she looked around and asked him to wait, asking where all the children were. To which Yang Zai replied that he was right behind her. Blanche Rapsit joyfully ran to her arms. They were still very scared, but glad that they were saved. Blanche said thank God they were okay, and she asked that how did they manage to escape. To which one of the boys replied that the shadow of the master had saved them. Another said that yes, there were a lot of shadows. Blanche asked again, what is the shadow of the master? The boy said that at first he ordered her to cut the vine unnoticed and take them to another place. When the explosion occurred, he used the shadow to create a protective ring that protected them all. Blanche listened to them, but was a little confused. She wanted to ask what kind of master they were talking about. But then it dawned on her and she turned to Yu Jai and said that he was so smart and thanked him. But he was gone. Blanche asked where he had gone. Meanwhile, the Heroes Association arrived by helicopter. Someone shouted from the helicopter that the Hero Association had arrived and they were taking control of the area. Everyone should refrain from rash actions. The helicopter landed, and reporters came out of it. The girl journalist turned to her boss and said that she was being interviewed live for the first time as a journalist, and she asked what she should ask about. The men told her to question the seal swordswoman. The journalist approached Blanche and greeted her. She said she was a reporter from the Hero Association and her name is Lin Nexu, and asked Blanche if she could ask her a few questions. Blanche said that of course she is a heroine of a rank from the same organization. Her name is Swordswoman Blanche. Comments appeared at the bottom. Someone was delighted and said that this is the heroine of a rank Blanche. Another said that the live broadcast has started. It's just incredible. This is his favorite goddess. 3 persons said it looks like she has injuries, but he hopes she's okay. Another person noticed that the new journalist is so beautiful. Lin Naizu said that the Hero Association received her message and arrived at Shaju port. It is completely destroyed, and could Blanche tell us exactly what happened here? Blanche apologized for making everyone worry and said that she came here to save these children, which the organization of saints intended to illegally sell. The comments were horrified. Someone asked if such a thing really still exists. Another said that God his brother had been missing for 6 months. Someone asked what about the children there? Are they finally saved? Lin Naizu said that she has also heard about these criminals. They are located on the territory of Shaju and are engaged in illegal activities. She very much hopes that the government will be able to investigate this case. Blanche just shook his head negatively and said that nothing would work out between them. After all, they have been doing this for a very long time, and she put a lot of effort into getting in there and getting information. In the end, she managed to save these children. People who watched the live broadcast said that poor children, but it's good that they are now saved. The Association of Heroes is simply obliged to punish this organization as well. Blanche went on to say that if she had fought alone in the battle with the High Priest, she would have failed. But, fortunately, a masked man appeared who helped her. Lin Nexu asked, what is the masked man? Blanche said that his fighting skills surpass her in their ability. He was able to destroy the enhancement effect, which is only available to a rank heroes. People started asking questions. Someone asked that maybe this is the Supermaster whose name is Yu Jai. Another asked, who is he? They should tell them about it as soon as possible. Blanche told them to pay attention to the scorched area. It was his doing. He had a strange mask with a snake pattern on his face. And this guy said that he represents the organization of judges and his name is Snakes. The people in the comments started arguing again. Someone asked everyone to wait and asked that didn't Mr. Yujai awaken the golden gift. Another said that he definitely used the lightning ability. Someone didn't understand what was going on here at all. And someone said that people with a rank or even higher should be accepted into the Association of Heroes. Lin Naizu looked around and said that it seems that this person is not here. Blanche said the High Priest had escaped. She pointed in the direction where Yang Zai ran away and said that the masked man also went there to catch up with him. At the same time, the High Priest, along with the Wizard of the Great Earth, were heading to the parking lot. They had already gone down there, and the High Priest told the Wizard of the Great Earth that he had already spent the remains of his abilities on him. His power of sand, after all, is able to get rid of this jerk, right? The Wizard of the Great Earth said that, yes, he filled the environment with his magic, and even if he uses plasma to attack them, it won't change anything. The high priest told him to find them a car because they needed to go far away. Hence, lie low. At this time, young Zai was eavesdropping on them. He thought, are they really going to avoid? But they will not succeed, because this place will become their grave. And then, just at the wrong time, he got a phone call. The phone vibrated very loudly, and the high priest, along with the wizard of the great earth, turned around and asked who it was. Yang Zai was sweating all over and thought that who needed him so much. And the phone kept ringing. The high priest and the wizard of the great earth came closer. Yang Zai took out his phone and asked, is this really Lin Naizu? Why was she calling him at such a time? Yang Zai's phone kept ringing. The high priest and the lord of the great land came closer. The wizard of the great earth asked who it was. At this moment, Yang Zai applied the ability to change clothes and turned into himself. He answered the phone and came out of the corner. He asked Lin Naisu what was wrong with her. The magic of the great earth asked, is it really a civilian? The high priest told him not to be so sure about it, because he needed to find out. Lin Naisu asked Yang Zai, calling him dear so that he could guess where she is now. Yang Zai squinted at those two and asked that where is she? Isn't she at home? Lin Naisu had already interviewed Blanche flying in a helicopter. She told Yang Zai that she was in Shaju. Yang Zai tensed up and thought, is it really in Shaju? What is she doing there? And he himself said that there is unrest in this city now. What brought her there? Lin Naisu said that yes, everything is fine. She just wanted to share that she recently found an amazing permanent job. Yang Zai asked what the job was. Lin Naisu said that she was accepted into the Heroes Association with your journalist, and she had just interviewed a seal swordswoman named Blanche, and now she was going to question the masked man by the name of Yu Zhai. Yang Zai was very surprised and asked what, and he thought that with the help of the Hero Association, Lin Naisu would quickly find him. And he told her that it was great. They will need to celebrate her new position today, and now he will go for a gift. Lin Naisu said that Yang Zai is so cool, and he said that she would wait well. After that, Yan Cizo went into a dark corner and dropped the phone. The wizard of the great earth said that he was just talking to his beloved. He was so jealous of him. After that, Yang Zai used the ability to change clothes again. The high priest said no, they had been deceived. He had come for them. Yang Zai ran out of the darkness dressed as snakes. The wizard of the great earth sea also used his ability and told his animals to kill him. Yang Zai dodged their attacks. The high priest said that they needed as many of these agile earth creatures as possible in order to cope with him. The wizard of the great earth said that each of them can compete alone with the hero of a rank. The enemy simply will not have time to react. But after they noticed that Yang Zai was fine and wasn't even injured, after which he appeared behind the high priest's back and pierced him through with his ability. He did the same with the wizard of the great earth. The high priest was horrified and asked how such a thing was even possible. Doesn't he have an electric type of magic? Yang Zai, calling them idiots, asked them what, who said he could only use electricity. The wizard of the great earth said that he is a rare owner of the magic of 2 elements. He refuses to believe it. The high priest told Yang Zai that if he allowed him to live, he would not remain in his debt. To which Yang Zai replied that he was saving people's lives, not at all for his own benefit. In most cases, this is done in the name of justice. After that, he decided to finally finish off these two, but the high priest grabbed the blue pills and ate them. Yang Zai jumped away from him and asked if he had taken a blue pill, to which the high priest told him that he had forced him to do so. But he not only knows how to heal, he also has something else. He took a weapon out of his mouth. Yang Zai foul stupor said that he felt about the same from Blanche's sword. Meanwhile, the high priest had already taken out his spear and, laughing, said that he still had a spear left. It's unexpected, isn't it? After which, he activated his Sacred Rebirth Spike's ability. The high priest activated his Infinite Spear's ability, combining. A lot of craters formed throughout the room, from which his spears began to come out. The high priest ordered his weapons to do justice to the criminal, after which, his spear flew at Yang Zai. Yang Zai tried to dodge and run away from them. Running from the spears, he thought that they would not leave him alone. And at that moment, one of the copies of the Supreme Theft kept his leg. The high priest was very pleased with this. He laughed and told Yang Zai to keep running and jumping, calling him a parasite. He's going to die at his hands anyway. Yang Zai stopped to catch his breath and thought that this was very bad. Even such a light attack was able to injure his limbs. Then he noticed these funnels and thought that the light had spread all over the ceiling, allowing him to mentally determine his location. Well, now they'll see who's faster. The high priest asked him, which is faster? Is something capable of surpassing the speed advice? But then Yang Zai used his superbrain ability. He grinned and asked, what's the light? After which, he instantly moved. and activated his ability to quickly and shadow blades, and ordered the high priest to surrender. Now, all of his weapons that he had aimed at Yang Zai were aimed at himself, and pierced him. The spiritual priest said that the spiritual attack. Does he have 3 abilities? Yang Zai noticed that the high priest was beginning to heal. He approached him and said that it was useless to be treated, because he would have to die again. After that, he stole the ability again. Yang Zai stole the Supreme Illumination ability and gained a rank ability. The name of the ability was Heart of Light. Description: Recovery gives the ability to heal physical wounds of owners in rank and below. Improvement increases the characteristics of abilities and rank. Invisibility allows you to hide the owner of a rank and below. Holy Healing gives the ability to heal oneself or a target of rank and below. Spear of Justice can use light and create a large number of spears that can destroy the enemy. Ability Assessment gives you the opportunity not only to defend, but also to attack a very rare ability that is inherited. After that, Yang Zai used this ability on himself and healed his wounds. He said he didn't expect him to have a blue pill. He almost died. After that, he approached the Wizard of the Great Earth and also stole his ability. He said sand magic was pretty good. He got the ability and rank. The name of this ability was the Wizard of the Great Earth. Description of abilities gives the ability to change the landscape through the use of sand. Summon an attacking sand monster. Assessment of abilities has a trace of the ability to create a whole zoo. Then Yang Zai heard someone shout that the Hero Association had arrived here, and they are taking this area under their control. Yang Zai immediately applied his shape-shifting ability, and he became himself again. He withdrew and said that he would leave everything as it is. After some time, reporters also arrived. Lin Naixu said that the sound they had heard earlier indicated that the walls and floor of this building had cracked, and it seems that a fierce battle was taking place here. They went inside, saw the dead high priest. Lin Naixu was very surprised and asked what. They started making mouth skulls already, and Lin Naixu said that the leader of the organization of saints in the city of Shazhou, whose name is the Supreme Priest. Someone wrote in the comments that God, what a pitiful death it is. Someone asked that why is everything blurry on the chest, and someone was very happy at all and wrote that it was cool. He finally died after such bad deeds. Once in a while they weren't going to ask the Snake Man, where is he now? Then someone shouted for them to look, because someone else is here. This is one of the subordinates of the High Priest. What Lin Naixu saw made her feel sick. She ran to the corner, threw up there. The man who helped her told her that she needed a rest. Then someone handed her a bottle of water and asked her if she was okay. She took the bottle and asked if it was really Yang Zai. What was he doing here? Yang Zai said he was just nearby when she called him. And when he saw how much noise the Association of Heroes had made, he realized that she would be here too. Lin Naixu was embarrassed and said that Yang Zai is never around at the time of her brilliant interview, but constantly finds her in awkward situations. She explained it and said that how embarrassing is her first broadcast. Young 11 began to calm her down and said that everything was fine. She was beautiful, no matter what she was doing. And he himself thought that he should have acted more wisely, at least to clean up this place. Then this man came up and asked Lin Naixu if she was feeling better already. But I saw her hugging her boyfriend and was also embarrassed. He said the rescue team had found the girl who had been abducted by the Saints organization. They're going to interview her now. Lin Naixu looked at what was going on there and told Yang Zish that okay, she had to go, but he has to wait for her. This man looked at Yang Zai, thought that it turns out he never had a chance. After that, Lin Naixu started interviewing that girl, and Yang Zai was watching it. He took out the Heart of Light ability and said that very soon he would be able to return to save his sister Fei Fei. And I thought that now he has gathered all the elements together. It's wind, sand, fire, and water. And also high rank abilities are light, darkness, sand, lightning, and metal. But soon 3 unknown person from the organization of saints should appear. Yang Zai decided that he would call him Dragon. The central hospital of the city of Shazhou. All the children were brought to this hospital by ambulance. The doctor told them to get down and get in line and follow him. He will need to examine them all. Yufan was still sitting in the ambulance with his sister. He said he hadn't seen the teacher since, but he appeared Yang Zai. Yufan was very happy to see him, but Yang Zai gestured to him to be quiet. He used his control ability to infiltrate them. Yang Zai is next to Yufan and said that his sister. But Yufan interrupted him and said that he knew she was dead. He wanted to take her home. He couldn't let her stay in that place. Yang Zai said no, it was good that he took her with him, because it seems to him that she is still alive. She's just very weak. Yufan was very happy to hear and asked what really. Yang 11 then applied his new holy healing ability, and the girl woke up. Yang Zai told Yu Fan that he also needed to recover, and later he would take them away from here until he had to let them all know that his sister was cured so quickly. The boy was very happy about it and even cried and told his master that yes. Yang Zai told Yu Fan to call him teacher and give him money from their organization. He said that his sister is still very young, and therefore he should let her live an ordinary life. About his wives wants to ask only one thing. He has to get into the eye of the heroes of Yanjing University. Yu Fan said that then he would need a lot of abilities because but he was interrupted by Young 11, who said that he should not worry about this. He must take this ball with the ability of imitation, and later use it together with the previous Manti's powers. This should be enough to enroll in Yanjing University. After that, Yang Zai gave him a C-rank ability. Ability name, Imitation. Description: 5 senses that simulate the improvement of strength and dexterity, but no more than 10 times the original talent. Assessment: a 3-fold improvement is quite enough. Yu Fan told his teacher not to worry, because he wouldn't let him down. Yang Zai told him to live a nice life, not to try to find him, because he himself would periodically contact him. Yang Zai then got out of the ambulance and changed his clothes. Then Lin Naisu called out to him. Yang Zai was very surprised to see her here and asked her, is it really her? The girl came up to him and asked him, where did he run off to? She had to look for him for so long. Yang Zai hesitated and said that he was helping children in the hospital and asked her what happened. Lin Naisu said there is nothing. She exhaled and said that they were finally saved, and the Heroes Association should now contact their families. Yang Zai asked her what about homeless children. Lin Naisu said they would be sent to a shelter and they would live there. Yang Zai said that the orphanage is like a big family, and he really hopes that they will grow up healthy. And then Lin Naisu kissed him. After that, she told him that he had been working hard these 2 days. Then Lin Naisu shouted that see you later. Lin Naisu told Yang Zai that she still had a lot of work to do. They will see each other in Luhansk in a few days. Yang Zai was very embarrassed and thought that damn, they had deprived him of the opportunity again. After all this, it was already evening, and Yang Zai headed to the airport of Shashu. Already at night he came to his sister's room. He took out his new ability and told her that he really hoped that the holy healing would work. After that, he used this ability on her. But Sister Yang Zai didn't react in any way. Yang Zai was very surprised by this. He started to dump his sister by name, but she didn't wake up. He asked if it really didn't work, but how is that possible? Then he noticed something in her face and asked what it was. He touched these blue balls and said that these blue balls split instantly, but at the same time they become stronger. Don't they really feed on energy? Well, it seems that the Heart of Light will not cope with this blue radiation. But Yang Zai won't let them feed on her anymore, otherwise Fei Fei will never wake up. Now it's time to stop acting slowly and confidently. If Yang Zai really wants to solve the problem of his sister Fei Fei, then he must come face to face with the one who gave the sour spicy hero this blue pill. He took out 3 of his abilities, which were called Transformation, Cloning, and Metal Control. When Yang Zai took them out, he said that first of all he needed to become even stronger. He needs to improve these 3 abilities, which he did. After all the manipulations, he got the ability from the rank. The name of this ability was Transformation. Ability description: gives the ability to be alarmed in 0.01 seconds. It can also slightly change the physique, appearance, voice, and personality. She improves acting skills. Assessment of abilities: life is like a performance, because it is based on actions that come from the state of the soul. He also gained another ability from the rank called Cloning. Description of this ability: creates a clone that is 8 times weaker than its owner. The duration of its life is only half an hour. Evaluation: if the owner of this ability is brave enough, then he will be able to gain new experience. After that, Yang Zai combined 2 of these abilities. He said that with all the accumulated abilities, he would definitely be able to advance to S rank. After which he fell to his knees and finally succeeded. He received an S rank ability called Metal Control. Ability description: capable of controlling metal within 10,000 miles, maybe meters, kilometers. There should be a unit of measurement, but there is none, which does not exceed 100,000 tons in weight. Evaluation: the owner of this ability is a real master of metal. Yang Zai held this ability in his hands and said that it was an S rank ability, and he was increasingly impatient to meet this person. That same night, he used his control ability again and possessed the body of the superhero Sour Spicy Noodles. The man whose face is not visible came to meet this hero. He told the superhero that they hadn't seen each other for a long time, and asked him something. Did he have any new information? Yang Zai, being in the body of this superhero, said that of course. Doesn't this man want to know about Yu Jai? He just has something. Will he have enough money to buy this information? What are men for? He was told that if it was reliable, he would pay twice as much. Then Young 11 began to tell that a couple of days ago the organization of saints was destroyed in the city of Shaju. This man must have heard about it, right? The man said that, of course, he did it, and the seal swordswoman Blanche from the Heroes Association. Yang Zai said that, however, during the report Blanche reported extremely interesting information. She was helped by an unknown person who appears to be the name of the snake. The man said that yes, he also knows about this. Yu Jai and Snake are both from the judges' organization. Isn't this a well-known fact? But Young 11 kept talking and asked the man if he knew that both Yu Jai and the snake had 2 abilities. The man asked what 2 abilities. Maybe they accept their organization only such heroes. Yang Zai said that no such people are very rare, and he does not think that such a thing is even possible. The man asked Yang Zai that he leads to the fact that Yang Zai handed him a bottle with some kind of supplement and asked the man if he had seen it before. It's an elixir of abilities. The man asked, what is the elixir of abilities? And pulled up to pick it up. But Young 11 pulled back his hand and said that yes, after using it, a person will be able to acquire a new ability, and a user without superpowers will become their owner, and those who already have one ability will be able to get additional strength. The man said it was just nonsense, complete nonsense. How can he prove it to him? Yang Zai opened the bottle and said that he probably knows that his superpower is body strengthening. He will now demonstrate this effect. Then he drank the contents of the potion and showed the power of the fiery fist. The man was very shocked and asked if it was really a fire-type ability. Yang Zai told him that he had previously made a deal with Yu Jai. That's where he got this information from. Thanks to the blue pill that this man gave him, he verified the existence of such things. The man said that it was just incredible. But in that case he should know what this elixir is made of. Yang Zai said he didn't know, but told the man everything he knew. The man said that this was very entertaining information and threw him 15 blue pills. Yang Zai stopped him and said that he needed to ask him something. The man told him to talk already. Then Yang Xing said that recently he discovered how his body began to be covered with light blue spots in places. Is this the effect of the blue pills? What is happening to him now? The man was already leaving, said that it was just an unremarkable side effect. He shouldn't pay any attention to it, and he is looking forward to the next meeting with the sour spicy hero. Then the man left. Young 11 assumed his true form and said that even after discovering the effect that entails loss of vitality, they call it an unremarkable side effect. What is their plan? After that, Ian Heath moved to the exit. Then he heard the sour spicy hero's child calling him. Well, now the sour spicy hero was still out. Young 11 walked up to him and threw those blue pills and told him that if he was doing this for his daughter's sake, he should stop taking those pills. The choice is always his. After which Yang Zai left. The daughter of the sour spicy hero looked out from around the corner and saw her father. She asked why he was sleeping on the roof. The sour spicy hero woke up and asked his daughter, whose name is Tian Tian, for forgiveness and said that her father just accidentally fell asleep. Tian Tian went up to her father and said he was lying when he said he would keep her company on her birthday. Then she saw these blue pills and asked, what is it? The father quickly grabbed them and told her to give it back, because it's not a toy. And I thought myself that he definitely came here to meet that guy and get pills. But why can't he remember anything about what happened here after the deal? It's very strange. He got to his feet and told his daughter that she needed to go home and eat a cake. Tian Chan was very pleased with his words. Meanwhile, at Lai Yuan's house, it was already night, so he was going to his room to sleep. He said he couldn't take this treatment anymore. It is impossible. It is impossible. And this is when he will be released from here. He saw that the light was on in his father's room and asked that it was so late. Why was the old man still in the study? He looked in and told his father to go to bed early. But when he entered the room, he realized that his father was not here. He entered the room and decided to look around. He saw some strange paper on the table and decided to take a closer look at it. Liu Yuan picked up this paper and said, what is so valuable that can make old bones work late into the night? He started reading and read that several requirements for the deployment plan. There is no Baitsian in the city of Lugansk. Liu Yuan was shocked by the information that was written in this paper. He asked what is the white area? Is it really located here? He will definitely go. He did not expect this. This is almost the best chance for him to become a rescue hero. The next day, Yang Zai headed to work. Then someone called out to him and asked if he still remembered that he had a job. Where has he been all this time? Yang Zai at this moment recalled yesterday's conversation with Liu Yuan, who asked him if he was really friends with Fan Teng. He's an acquaintance of his and he has to help him. Therefore, Yang Zai said that a woman came to the newspaper bureau, who asked to publish an ad about a missing person. He showed a paper of missing person announcements where it was written that a 7-year-old boy named Lai Yitian was wanted. This is the announcement of Xiao Fang Teng, who asked that boy, by the name of Lai Yitian, has anyone ever heard of such a thing? Yang Zai told him that he could absolutely say that this was the code, he should go away, not distract him from his work. At this moment, an announcement was made that an invasion of rank disaster monsters had been detected. Citizens should immediately go to shelter, and heroes of rank and above must come to Mingyu Street to resist. Everyone is very strong. They got scared and started panicking. Fan Teng asked what was going on, and Yang Zai thought, is it really Mingyu Street? Isn't it next to the apartment they share with Lin Na Su and the others? Yang Zai quickly dialed Lin Na Su and asked that where is she now? Lin Na Su could only say that there was a monster in the apartment. Fan Teng asked, did something really happen to Sister Lin? But Yang Zai didn't answer him and ran to save Lin Na Su. The English phantom shouted to him that where was he running off to? He's not a hero. What's the point of him going there? Yang Zai had already arrived on this street and was on the roof. He used the shape-shifting ability and thought that he couldn't lose Lin Na Su. Here he met a huge rank monster. The name of this monster was the Soul Eater Rat. Description of the monster, it can attack the enemy by making a cry. It has very thick skin all over the body. Usually her attack is blocked with great difficulty, loves to devour people and is a very scary monster. Score monsters, rats are very cunning, and they are not easy to defeat. Yang 11 thought in order to defeat this rank monster, he would need at least teams of 3 or more rank heroes and above. But now, there were 2 heroines. One of them was in the rank, which is called the Green Storm. 2. The heroine was from the rank, which is called the Fire Butterfly. When these 2 heroines arrived to help, the Soul Eater Rat sensed their battle and immediately attacked them. Green Storm shouted to the Fire Butterfly to make her dodge quickly. After that, the Green Storm saved her friend. She asked her why did she come here at all? After all, she is a heroine with a rank. This is cannon fodder in the battle with her. To which the Fire Butterfly replied that she was nearby and saw the Green Storm fighting alone. So I decided to help her. Then they heard cries for help. Turning around, they saw 2 girls, one of whom was hanging, and 2 were holding her. It was Lin Na Su and her friend Huan. Huan asked her sister Lin Na Su for help. She said she didn't want to die, she wanted to live. Lin Na Su tried to calm her down and said that she would save her now. But Huan continued to cry and told her to hurry up, because she didn't want to die. Then a piece of stone broke off from above and fell directly on Lin's hand on Su, thereby severely injuring her. After that, both girls broke down. Huan caught a fiery butterfly. In the arms of the fiery butterfly, Huan asked if she was really saved. The fiery butterfly winked at her and said that citizens who were unlucky enough to get into trouble, they should not be afraid, because the heroine of the rank, the fiery butterfly, is here to save them all. At this time, they were broadcasting live. People who saw this picture said that it was cool not to take your eyes off. Someone said that he also wanted to be saved by a charmingly fiery butterfly. The girl who led the live broadcast told them to wait. Where are the 2 girls? Lin Na Su was still falling, but then something very fast rushed by. People who watched the live broadcast asked what had just happened. What just flew by? It flashed by in the blink of an eye. What's the matter? Did this girl fall? The girl who was broadcasting live, addressing the audience, said that right now something rushed through the air, but they can't say what exactly, but the girl was saved. Then the Green Storm shouted to the reporter to leave immediately. After all, this rank monster was aiming right at them and was going to attack them. But still, the Green Storm, using its blinding explosion ability, was able to save a helicopter with reporters. Meanwhile, the one who saved Lin Na Su was Yang Zai. He brought her to the park and put her on a bench. Did he ask her for forgiveness? After all, he came, in his opinion, too late. He used his healing ability to heal her wounds. After he did this, he covered her with his cloak and said that she was fine now, nothing would hurt her anymore. Yang Zai was about to leave, but that Lin Na Su opened her eyes and asked if she was still alive. When she saw this hero, she grabbed his hand, asked him to stop and asked him, why is he pretending to be a bad guy or a good guy? Was he the one who saved her? Yang Zai told her that he was just nearby, and he himself thought that he was very sorry, but he could not reveal his identity to her, otherwise she would be in great danger. Put it on your board. He told her to take a break and go to the shelter, because she needs to evacuate from here. Then he flew away. Lin Na Su, looking after him, said that it was strange that she was seeing him for the first time, but for some reason he seemed very familiar to her. In the air, Yang Zai used his other ability called cloning. He told his clone that his abilities would be the Heart of Light and the Power of the Snow Queen. They allow you to create ice and heal other people, and it's better for him to stay in the image of a girl. He used his ability, Transformation, and made a girl with a mask out of his clone. After that, he told his clone that the third member of the judge's organization was born and her name was Rabbit Mao. Yang Zhai told Mao Rabbit to go there and save those who are in danger and not let the number of victims and injured increase. Rabbit Mao said yes. After Mao Rabbit left, Yang Zhai, looking at the monster, said that now it was only necessary to deal with this rat thing. But then he noticed someone on the roof and asked what it was, who he was. There was a girl standing on the roof. She was a heroine called Explosive Fist. She said she never thought she would have to face such a creature right in the middle of a vacation. Now the security of the city of Lugansk is under threat. The girl who is reporting said that is it really the famous heroine of a rank, who was last seen in Lugansk a few years ago. People started writing comments. Someone wrote that hooray she's back in her youth with her. Another asked that wasn't she lighter before. Someone wondered why her skin was so tanned. And someone did not understand at all that who she was. Can someone explain to him that it's a girl from behind? He was told that this was a heroine nicknamed the Fiery Fist. The heroine of the Fiery Fist waved to everyone. People in the comments perked up again and started writing that the heroine is female, who fights in this style. Truly unique. And the girl Fire Fist asked if anyone else remembers her. Yang Zhai also saw her and said that since there were heroes who were ready to take everything on themselves, with their permission, he would just observe the situation and assess their strength, and then make his own decisions. The Fire Fist girl looked at the monster and said that what a huge rat, she was probably quite strong. She is a great punching bag, which is suitable for warming up. After that, the monster decided to attack this girl. The Green Storm shouted to the Fiery Fist to take care, because the strength of its sound wave is too great. Fire Fist said that if she didn't try, how would she know if she could handle it or not? After that, she repelled the attack of this monster. The journalist said that it was just incredible, because the heroes and heroines of the Explosive Fist could easily return from the attack of the Soul Eater Rat. But she chose to meet her face to face, as expected from her fighting style. The monster was already beginning to rejoice, because he thought that he had defeated this heroine. But it was not there. The Fire Fist girl gathered herself and hit the monster with all her might, after which, this monster fell to the ground. The Fire Fist girl also landed on the ground and grabbed this rat by the tail and began to spin it. She said it was a lot of fun. It's really funny. After the girl unwound this monster, she let her go. The Green Storm, which is directed.
Hallo. Ist gleich 11 Uhr. Ja. Hast du deine Hausaufgaben gemacht für morgen? Ja. Sehr schön. Dann schlaf gut. Bis morgen. Ich komme morgen um 16 Uhr wieder. Schön. Und Freitag haben wir jetzt bis 12 Uhr Unterricht. Ja. Und jetzt die Frage, warte ich eine Stunde auf Justin und Paul, um mit denen dann Döner zu essen? Oder mache ich sie Vincent und gehe direkt nach Hause? Hast du keinen Nachmittagsunterricht oder was? Das ist doch cool. Ja, eben jetzt.